Hello YouTubers and fellow vintage radio enthusiasts. I thought for my third video I'd do a little change of pace. I'd been doing primarily sideband radios, and this is a straight AM. It's a 23 channel. I would consider this radio probably fairly rare. It is a B&K Dynascan Cobra 25, and as you can see, it is not a mobile. It is most definitely a base station radio. Got it on Super Bowl right now. It's pretty late here, and this is the most AM action right now. I don't really know a lot about this radio. I haven't done much research other than I have found an ad for it in some S9 magazines. I don't remember if it was I have some volumes of S9 myself, but I think I found this radio advertised in one of them. It's on cbradiomagazine.com. If you go to their main page and look over to the left, and turn the volume down. I've got it a little loud on this radio. If you go to cbradiomagazine.com, over on the left-hand side, there's like a navigation side. He has bookmarked a number of volumes. There's a link over there for S9 magazines, and he's bookmarked, uploaded, scans of a lot of the volumes that he has. And I believe I found it in I don't remember if it was 1970 or 71 issue advertisement. So the production of this radio was either really close or overlapped with the really not commonly known, but fairly available Cobra tube types. The Dynascan, the B&K Dynascan Cobra Cam 88 and 98. The 88s seem to be pretty common. They made them for a longer period of time and in larger numbers. The 98 is not very common at all. I think it was only produced about 2 years, and in much smaller quantities than the 88. Those are radios for another day. I don't have a 98, but I do have a pair of super nice Cobra Cam 88s I'll try to do a video of someday. So I think this might be one of Cobra's very first transistorized radios, transistorized base station radios, that is. I mean, they've been doing the mobiles for a little while, but I think this was a transition radio from tube type base radios over to transistorized base radios. This radio does have some oddities to it that I'll get into here in just a minute. Features are basic, there's a regular SRF meter, and you got an SWR modulation meter on the left, control for SWR modulation to switch, to what function, the scale will read. SWR cal is actually on the right side where your power indicator is. This is just noise blanker, straight on and off. There's two things about this radio that don't work right. One is the meter, if you're looking at it. Notice it's, I don't have anybody really strong right now. It's kind of herky-jerky. The movement is not smooth. And it's pretty generous on signal. See, now it's starting to do it. Might be just the internal potentiometer that adjusts this could be dirty. I don't know. I have never opened this radio up and done any troubleshooting or really any investigating. I don't think that's quite right, but it could be the nature of the beast. I don't know. I've never owned one of these before. Honestly, I don't even know if I've ever seen one before. The other thing that doesn't work, I'll put my ugly finger in the way here for a minute. Noise blanker. Notice it kills the receive audio. Still shows the signal. I doubt that guy on a bit more calibrated SRF meter is probably doing over 30 dB, but on this radio, like I said, that's kind of an issue with it, is the meter reading and generally the movement of the signal meter. Controls on the front, basic. Microphone I've got on it. It's an old SBE. I don't remember the model number of this particular SBE. I think the SBE mic was probably made for the old console series, would be my guess. And I'm pretty sure it's an early to mid 70s microphone. controls, SWR cal. The chrome strip you see above is actually labeling the controls and the meters that are up above. You can do the meter adjustment, to zero them from the front, which is kind of a bit unusual. Normally you have to take the radio apart and actually remove the meters from their mountings. Squelch, volume on off, CB/PA. I never really understood the whole PA on CB based radios, but they did it. Tune, which is a delta tune. It's just kind of like a 3-position receive clarifier. This is a crystal controlled 23 channel radio. This time period, most radios were crystal controlled, whether they were tube type or transistorized, and so you had off frequency issues, and this was that was a function to kind of help in clearing up somebody that may have been off frequency. This radio, as I mentioned earlier, get a shot of the top. It's kind of an off grayish color. It does have some oddities, and the oddities are on the back of this radio. I'm gonna mount it to a tripod here real quick and try to get it turned around and show you. Sorry, it's gonna be a little herky-jerky. Let's see if I can get this snapped in here right. Okay. Again, I've never looked into this radio and verified it. This may be a Uniden produced 23 channel. I know it's made in Japan. You'll see that here in just a minute when I get it turned around. Okay. Let me see here. This is what's odd about this radio. It has a mic gain control, but it's not on the front. It's actually a potentiometer on the back. And what's really strange is, or to me it's strange, is this radio has a S meter 0 pot. Normally that's something you see on tube type radios. But this particular transistor radio, it has that same function, just like a tube type would have. External speaker jack. I do believe you can see the labeling. I can get a little closer, and I think it'll still be clear. It's the old style large phono, jack type. It has the PA speaker jack, but it's an RCA jack, which I consider pretty unusual for 11 meter CB radio. It's not exactly something I'd call common with them at all. Honestly can't say I remember seeing that on any others. Like I said, it's made in Japan. I don't know if serial number can really be indicative of, units produced in sequence or anything. 33,287. Of course I have no way to verify this is a rare radio, but I would say it's pretty uncommon. I don't really remember ever seeing one before or really hearing about them. I found this one purely by accident. It was an eBay find. It had a pretty inexpensive buy it now, and I decided to take advantage of it because I thought it was so unusual, and the more I studied about it, the more I realized it's quite possibly a rare radio. Performance wise, I don't know if I mentioned this yet. It's nothing remarkable. The receive's average. With the noise blinker being non-operational right now, every now and then, let me go to another channel where not much traffic. I have electrical line noise in my neighborhood, and in different times of the year and different days. So some days it's bad, some days it's not. Just have a little bit today. On a normal radio, if I could had a decent noise blinker in A&L, they cut that out entirely, as it's very minor. So on a day like this radio is pretty usable, as is. On a day with a lot of electrical noise, a lot of popping and sizzling, I've had it on a few times on days like that, and it's utterly useless. So if I'm going to keep it in my collection and use it any, I'm going to have to definitely fix the noise blinker issue. Transmits about average. I think maybe it does 9 to 10 watts. You know, forward peak is about it. Receive is about average. You know, nothing remarkable about it, but it's just it's pretty neat looking. Pretty unusual radio. Not commonly seen in this day and age. Record 23 channel mechanical readout. Wires standard 4-pin Cobra, does not have a receive circuit, so you know you don't need a mic with that capability. So older microphones work just fine on this radio. I guess if I put the microphone back on in here, I can show you that the transmit light does work on it as well as the receive light. Don't know why I want to really show it. It's not like it's something spectacular, but I probably shouldn't have keyed up on 19. I do live by a number of major highways. But anyways, there you have it. It is a Dynascan Corporation Cobra 25 base station, not mobile. Communication transceiver. Definitely not common. Not a great performer, but yet, you know, it's pretty interesting, pretty uncommon. Early Cobra transistorized, probably quite possibly one of their first, you know, transistorized base stations, if not the first. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed. 73's 262 Paul. Maybe catch you all on the band someday.